This is Charles Stewart.
And the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams.
We are Church Without Walls.
And we are here today to give you information that you don't normally get at church.
We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12.
Call in with your comment or your questions, and we'll be glad to try and answer them for you. If we don't have the answer today, we will get it to you on a message.
Don't you dare miss it.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Stan Schofield, and I'm inviting all of my KWK family and my family to watch Church Without Walls, 11 o'clock on Mondays, for the greatest and latest show around. Thank you.
I'm Cynthia Lee Shang, and you're watching Church Without Walls on New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lopinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Here we go. Yo, mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is. Good morning. You are listening and you are watching Church Without Walls in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network. We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. You can call us 1-563-999-1808. You can download your app, New Orleans Talk Network. We're also on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We're here every Monday morning. This show, Church Without Walls, was designed with you in mind. It's to talk to the people in the community and talk to people, our loved one across this nation. This show every Monday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Dr. Anthony Williams and Charles Stewart. We're in the studio here to share with you the thing that God have gave us to talk to you about. And we also like to hear your views and what's going on in this world that you wish that can be turned around. So Church Without Walls is a show that Christians can voice their concern. Many times we go to the church house, and a lot of times we say politics and religious don't go together. And everything is politics when you be born and when they spank you on your butt. And later on they issue you a Social Security number. That's politics. So my brother and sister, is you need to get involved into whatever going on in your community. And certainly we provide a topic almost every Monday. And you give us the question. And Dr. Williams and I, if we can't answer you at this particular day, we certainly will give you an answer next week. We don't know it all. We're learning every day. Every day the world changes. It's almost like that show that come on, I guess it still come on as the world turns. Mm-hmm. And we're here every Monday to listen to your voice, the concern, most of all the thing that concern you the most. And just want to say that a person that before she got ill listened to the show every Monday. She didn't call, but she could tell me everything that Dr. Williams and I talked about. Saturday, the Lord brought her home, and her name was Wynonna Watson. She no longer with us, but we are praying for that family and that God would keep them strong. And that's something that all of us gonna have to do one day. We know if anything that we know one day that the Lord gonna call us home. So Saturday was her day, and so we're gonna miss her. But as the world turns, we must keep on turning. The show today going to revolve around politics today. Dr. William always say, if you don't vote, your vote don't count. Like a lot of times people say, I don't vote because my vote don't count. And Dr. William reminds us all the time, if you don't vote, you right. It's 100% right that your vote don't count. But before we get in that topic, I know a lot of people lost, were without lights for quite a while. Believe it or not, my light went out for 10 minutes. And that was it, and everybody was laughing and said, how you got lights, everybody else off? I told him, I said, well, I pray to God that my lights didn't go out. If the storm comes through, I just hope that it don't knock the power out. Now, God answered that prayer, whether y'all believe or not. I did not. I sleep at night with what they call that CPAP machine. You have to have electric work that. And I told God about that, and so I had light. Now, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Say how the lights out in all over Jefferson Parish, New Orleans, St. Tammany Parish, everywhere, and it didn't hit my house. It went off for 10 minutes, and God showed me His power. So y'all, I hope y'all don't get jealous of my God for being that good to me. But that's the way it happened, Dr. William. And people laughed. People called me up this morning. So I finally got my lights on, and said, "Man, I can't believe it, man. Your lights never went off." They did. They went off for 10 minutes. And they went right back on, but I happen to be in a blessed area that the good Lord took that eye. I think it came maybe about 1,000 feet away from where I was. But the amazing thing, all the surrounding, like maybe 1,000 feet away, my neighbor's light was off, and power line down. In one area, the power line still down. I still see that pole hanging over the street. So God is good. We don't care how we see it. God is a big God, and we wondering how things happen. But I think every now and then, God allows certain things to happen for us to see His extraordinary power. Dr. William, I don't know if you had lights this weekend or not.
Just got it back on.
Just got it back on. Okay. But anyway, we hoping that wherever you live and wherever you're at, especially people that live in New Orleans and city, I guess the surrounding area in New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, we hope that if your light not on, we hope that they'll be on pretty soon. Now, they got a lot of election going on. Tomorrow, many of our people going to be casting a lot of votes tomorrow from judgeship, constable races, just of the first parish, second parish, 24 districts. They got races DA in New Orleans. They got the DA races going on, and also they got the race for federal judge. So we don't know who you're going to vote for, but Dr. William and I are telling you that you need to go vote. And we need to get up off of that our vote don't count. And the bottom line is, that I said earlier, that if you don't vote, your vote definitely don't count because you didn't vote it. So, and let's get away from that I don't know which one I want to vote for. If you all what's going on in this world, over 270 something thousand people done die, and I think every day setting a record, and you don't know how you want to vote. I mean, I question you. I can't question you doing what you want to do, but you ought to know who you want to vote for with all this. You don't have no excuse information. Dr. William always says that you people send you information in the mail. You should read it sometimes. See what's going on, and you can't help but to see if you put your television on. You can't help but to see everything that's going on. And if you like to get in on this conversation this morning, again, download the app, www. New Orleans Talk Network, and you can call 1-563-999-1808. Dr. William, anything happened this weekend that?
No, I attended a couple of churches that were open, and most of the churches are having a separation of seats. Some people have as many as maybe 50 people in the church for the ones that are open. I commend the pastors that did decide to open some of the churches so that the people can come. We've got a situation that's existing now where God is speaking, but it seems that we just won't listen. Things that the Bible told us that we should be doing, like greet each other with a holy kiss, forsake not the fellowship of yourself with one another. Those things we have been told by the government we can't do, and for the safety of other individuals, it's just good not to do some of those things. But I want to say to you that if you can get out to your churches, and try and participate in some, because some of just the churches are going down. The stores are the only one that's really creating profit, and those that are able to do so. So, support the things that God has put in place for your convenience and for your edification. Those are things that you should want to do.
Dr. William, yesterday I had a taste for some grits and eggs. Man, you know I can find a place that had eggs everywhere. I went dollar store, corner store. Just had to throw that in, I know, and God allows a lot of stuff to happen. For every now and then, He reminds us how great His power, His power is.
Well, I tell you, Charles, I didn't have lights, but I had my family had lights.
Okay.
And I was able to go and, as a matter of fact, I came over to the insurance office and with my pressure cooker and cook enough food so that I would have food to eat. So God make a way. He said, I will make a way for you.
Yeah.
In that area in Avondale, we were out of lights since Wednesday.
Okay.
We just got lights back on Sunday night.
Okay.
So that's a blessing by itself.
Yeah, I know.
But today we want to focus upon voting, because that's something that everybody in the world right now ought to be focusing upon.
Right.
Voting. You need to know who you want to put in office, and you ought to look at all the stuff that have come on TV. Don't look at the stuff that's trying to coerce you to vote for somebody. Look at what the person have actually done. Look at those debates. Will give you an idea of who you should vote for, and see how the debates were being ran. That should give you enough information right there to determine who you want to see running the presidency for the next 4 years. You got judges that's been put in place. I think it's 169 or 129 judges. I forget exactly the correct number that was put in office. They're going to be there for life.
Yeah.
So you need to be. It's nothing that I don't think there's anything that you can do about that now because it's already been done.
Already done.
But there are some people who are running for office right now. You need to be have a cognizant mind about who you want to put in that office right now. Who's going to be able to serve you? Who's going to do the best job? Who has the best plan? Who knows exactly? Listen to the candidates and some of them who have been on some of the talk shows and whatnot. Listen at how they answer those questions. Keep in mind that all of the things that a person promise you that they will do, they won't be able to do because they have to have other people to support them to get some of those things done. When you start dealing with politics, it's a you wash my hand, I'll wash yours. Some politicians have to work together to get some things done. If you don't have a workable situation where you know how to work with people to get things done, then you can't get those things done. So today is very important that you vote for the candidate that you think is going to serve you. Not somebody who just came around when it needed you to vote for them, but somebody who has been doing work within the community, who have been doing work for the people in the community. That's what you need to be looking at. And I think if you look at that, then maybe, just maybe, you'll put the right person in office.
Dr. William, we have to take a break at this particular time. And after the break, we'll be right back. You are listening and you are watching Church Without Walls in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
This is Charles Stewart.
And the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams.
We are Church Without Walls.
And we are here today to give you information that you don't normally get at church.
We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12.
Call in with your comment or your questions, and we'll be glad to try and answer them for you. If we don't have the answer today, we will get it to you on a message.
Don't you dare miss it.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to?
We are back. You are listening and watching Church Without Walls. It's November the 2nd. Christmas is right around the corner. It's moving real fast, but as y'all know, tomorrow is election day. Tomorrow, the polls open up, I think, at 6 tomorrow morning. In most areas, I know in the state of Louisiana, especially in Jefferson Parish, they open up at 6. And they close at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow is your last chance that you have an opportunity to vote for the candidate of your choice. And Dr. William and I, we ask you to please, ma'am, and please, sir, go out and exercise your right to vote. And pick the candidate. Do what's right for the best for your grandkids. I was just to a lady last night, Dr. William, the guy asked her why she voting the way she was. She said, "I'm thinking about my grandkids and the world that they got to come first. So the decision that made tomorrow going to affect that your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids. Cause this race here, a lot of experts say this is one of the most important races they had in a long time. Some people feel that the direction the country going in now, that it's heading back to some of the laws of slavery time. I can't say that it's true. Some of it could be true, but you should decide. You should take time out. You owe that to yourself, and you owe that to your grandkids to make a decision that's gonna affect them. And Dr. William, I think in Texas over 9 million people done voted already, and they say out of those 9 million people done voted, they think that over 60% of them is young people voting for the first time. In the state of Arizona, I was seeing one of the young organizers. They feel that the African American Hispanic vote, 70% of that vote is young people vote. So our young people, they say that the young people don't vote, but seem to be in this race, they seem to be voting. I know, Dr. William, you remember the shooting they had at the school? One of the young men that survived, he got shot, he survived. He been all over the United States organizing young people to go vote, and his motto is that we can change the world if we only go vote. And that's what me and Dr. Williams said to our audience this morning, that you can change the world if you go vote. Your vote is important.
Well, young folks should take precedence in what's happening right now, because those older people, along with some of the young people who was out there marching, today is time to stop marching and get people equipped with the knowledge of how to change things. They need that wisdom. And some of the elderly folks, I don't say old folks anymore, some of the elders who went through some of that need to be sitting down by the fireplace. If you don't have a fireplace, sit down in the living room and talk to your kids about the importance of voting and have them to understand why they're voting. Right. We need to get that attitude out of our young folks' mind that they're going to do what they want to do, they're going to put who they want to put in there. Well, if you're casting a vote, you have a say-so on who gets in office.
Right.
So don't lose that honor of going cast your vote. Go out and do what you need to do. Young folks are now taking advantage of that. They're going out and they're voting. And Dr. Charles told you a little while ago, 9 million people cast their vote, and they say that 60% of them were younger folks. That's pertaining to your school, your education,
right?
Who you put in office right now, from the highest office in the land down to the lowest. That's going to affect you as young individuals who are coming along right now. All of the laws that they're trying to change and everything else, they're going back so far as to try to change some of the constitutions. And you've got lawyers who wants to say that this shouldn't be in there or that shouldn't be in it. That was already appropriated as a law. And we don't need anybody going back to bring us back to where we was instead of bringing us forward to where we need to be. I don't know if you can agree with me, but if you can agree with me, I would that you would give me a call, me and Dr. Charles this morning. Give us a call and let us know how you feel about some of the things that are happening. Let us feel about the presidential race. Let us understand about some of the people who are running for office. This is an open mic this morning. You have an opportunity to voice your opinion give us your sentiment. That number again is 1-863
563.
999 1808.
You know, Dr. William, you know, a lot of time, I don't know, some of the people that I talk with, some of them say, well, I might vote for the president, but I ain't got time to be voting for mother race. The local race is just as important as the president race.
Mm-hmm.
It don't ever, the people that that's elected local, the judge and all that, it make a difference in your life. I mean, the president, he can do laws, he can push for laws, but yet and still, every state have their own bylaws that they go by.
And don't get caught up in the fact that some of the stuff that we hear being phased on television, that I'll sign a law to say this, I'll sign a law to say that. Let me tell you something. The president cannot do it by himself.
Right.
He have to have the Senate, the vote in the Senate to pass those bills. So don't be fooled by some of that stuff that you hear on TV. You know, people say things and we fall short because we don't take an understanding of what's being said. People can say a lot of things. They'll say exactly what you want to hear to get you to cast a vote for them.
Dr. Will, you know what's amazing though to me? It's amazing that it seems to me that people ought to stop and think. Anytime you got people spending millions of dollars to try to stop you from voting, they've done everything they can to stop you. That's important. Your vote must be. That should tell you right there. My vote must be mighty important. They spend all this money to stop me from voting. You figure they would be spending money to help you to vote, to make it convenient for the vote, but they spending millions of dollars to stop you from voting. And they kind of put a law to stop you from voting. So shouldn't that tell you how important your vote is?
Well, you start thinking people raise millions of dollars to get a job that doesn't pay that much.
Yeah.
Doesn't pay 1% of the money they raise, but they'll spend that amount of money for that position.
Power.
They want that power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that means that they want that power that bad. They want power to tell you what to do. They want power to get their way, and that's, to me, I look at all of that stuff when I start looking at what's happening in society right now. People say they're not worrying about voting for the other people who are running in the race, but those people are in your community.
Right.
They affect what's going to happen in your community right now. They affect how the community is either going to be governed, how the community is going to be reared, according to who you put in office. That's what's going to affect you, and this is some of the things that you should be looking at.
And another thing, I guess something that we don't understand, as I look at television, Dr. William, when you see they got the doctors who done went to school for years. They went to school for 8 years, 12 years to be an expert in medicine, and these are the things that me, like I say.
Well, think about it like this, Dr. Stewart. Say a doctor have gone to school for 8 years. Okay? Now, when you walk into the doctor's office, the first thing he asks you is what?
What's wrong with you?
Who tells the doctor what's wrong with you?
You.
Okay, once you tell him what's wrong with you, then he says, well, I'll tell you what, based upon what you're telling me, I'm going to give you a prescription.
Right.
Take that home, take it once a day or every 4 hours, whatever you prescribed, and if it don't work, come back and see me in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And then if that's not working, we'll change it. So the doctor is making a determination by a guess based upon the knowledge that have been found from the use of the medicine with other people.
Yep.
Okay, and he's going to try that to see if that works for you. If that doesn't work, If that doesn't work, then he's going to try something else. So basically, what's happening is the doctor take all of the information that he gathered during the year, and he looks at that information, and he makes a determination on what medicine he's going to give you. Now, they've come out with generic medicine. So the generic medicine, maybe one thing has been taken out of that generic medicine that won't make it as pertinent as the other medicine. So now you're taking something and something is left out. So it's the same thing with you voting for the president, the vice president, whatever those races are that you're voting, people are trying to get in. That person right there is going to make a determination on how the outcome of the country is going to be furnished with what little knowledge that they have. So you have to be careful of who you're actually putting in office.
Yeah.
And I can't make that more plainer than that.
But Dr. William, it's so, like I think when we were young coming up, it seemed to me that politicians, they ran up on what they did to make a difference in the community and a difference in the country. Now it's attacked on what a person's son did, or what he did 20 years ago. When you look at the political system, and we done had judges come on the show, Dr. William, and and I know that certain thing they can't say, but it's like you said, when a doctor asks you to tell me what's wrong with you, I think something wrong with the whole United States. When you look at, I look at the old man Bill Cosby. I don't know if he did any of that or not, but they got some people that did worse than him. Man, I mean, the allegation that they got against Bill Cosby, well, they got the same.
Well, what you got to remember
against Trump.
What you got to remember about that, Stuart, is that we've 40 years building accreditation for some of the shows that are on TV. Bill Cosby was a show that everybody watched.
Yeah, it was American Dad.
And everybody was looking at how they handle certain things on that. It was like the American Family. That show has been around for years. I remember when I was a little boy, that show was around. And so you've got them trying to, certain people trying to destroy what we've accomplished in 40 years. In 40 years, they're trying to throw us back to where we was. We've come a long ways as a not just as a race of people. I'm not going to put a color to it. I'm going to say as a race of people, we've come a long way. And we didn't come that long way by just us. There were some others who helped us along the way. Go back and look at Martin Luther King. He had whites working with him just as well as blacks.
Right.
There are people who are tired of the way things are, and they want to see things better. They want to see things grow. I even heard one lady over in North Carolina said that we need to stand up and speak. We need to speak. We need to speak up, because if they're just speaking up and we're not speaking up for them, then we're just as guilty as they are.
Right.
So we need to pay attention to some of that. There are some good things that you can see on TV, but you got to be mindful of what you hear, how you hear it, and govern it according to what they're saying. Because some people do things just to be on the bandwagon.
Right.
But some people are doing it from their heart.
Dr. Williams, we're going to take another break. You are listening and you are watching Church Without Walls in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to?
Hi, I'm Christine Penn, and Nola, I want you to get ready for an all-new talk experience, Women of Significance, on the New Orleans Talk Network. Each week, we're covering new topics, new guests, new trends, and message of the day with me, your host, Christine Penn. So Nola, tune in each week on the New Orleans Talk Network, where we use our voice with power, with purpose.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's Word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
We are back. You are listening, Church Without Walls. We in Jefferson Parish, in a little town called Marrero, but everybody knows us by being in New Orleans. Everybody know about New Orleans. We 5 minutes out of New Orleans, but we saying to our listening audience across the nation, we're here in Jefferson Parish, which is a great parish. We thank y'all for watching and listening to Church Without Walls. We're talking today about how important it is that you go out and vote. It's very, very, very important to go vote. And Dr. Williams, we're not kind of tell y'all who to vote for, but we're telling you how important people done died for. If we go back and look at it, some of the people named we don't even know. We know some of the famous names like Dr. King, Malcolm X, the gentleman in Mississippi, Mega, whatever. I can't think the guy in Mississippi, civil rights leader. He died. They killed him right in front of his family, in front of his house. But they were trying to register people to vote. And now you have the freedom to go vote. And since you have the freedom to go vote, and I just believe in my heart, Dr. William, that if people knew how important they vote is and the power of it, that's the main thing, the power of a vote. That's why they don't want you to vote, and they trying everything. I was listening to a speech when that was Saturday night. I couldn't believe the president was saying, "Oh, if you vote for Joe Biden, you ain't gonna have no more Christmas. You ain't gonna have
no more jobs.
No more jobs." I mean, man, gonna cut everything. I'm saying to myself, that's like he was throwing red meat to his supporters, but that's misleading other people, because they got some people actually believe that, Rev. I mean, you'll be surprised of the people. Some people got a doctorate degree, believe that. Some of the well-most educated people in the world, they'll tell you, well, the president said that we ain't gonna have no more Christmas, we ain't gonna have no more Thanksgiving, he gonna cut away, our kids ain't gonna be able to go to school no more. And they got people that believe that. It's amazing.
That's been appropriated already. How you gonna cut? You gonna cut out a holiday? Let me just say this to you, and then this is a little bit far fetched from our topic, but I need to put that out there. There is some people that's calling you on the telephone saying that they're from the Social Security, and they're doing your Social Security is being suspended because of something that was reported to Social Security. That's a scam. So be careful. Don't give those people your information, your birth date, your your Social Security number, because they're supposed to have. Ask them, say, don't you have all of that? And then you don't even have to talk to them. Just hang up on them, because that scam has been going on. I got a call. And I asked, I said, well, what are you? She said, well, it's pertaining to drug trafficking. I said, well, drug trafficking don't have anything to do with me because I've never been involved in anything pertaining to drugs. So why are you calling me? She said, well, I want you to answer some questions and answer them honestly if you don't mind. I said, what's your question? She said, what's your birthday? I said, well, I'm not about to give you that kind of information over the phone because I don't. He said, well, can you give me your Social Security number? I said, no, I can't, because if you're calling me pertaining to my Social Security number and you're from the Social Security, you should already have that information. Click up. But some people, they'll call you, and once they get you committed to talking to them, you just go off giving them information because you feel free to give it to them. Just be careful of some of those calls that you're getting. Just wanted to say that to you.
Yeah, Dr. William, and we still emphasizing to people, tomorrow, November the 3rd, is
Vote.
Election Day. Please make plans to go out and vote. And if you need any kind of direction, you can go to the internet, who love the internet, iwillvote.com, Louisiana. They'll give you information you might not know where the polling place at.
And I'm not going to tell you I don't care who you vote for.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, vote for your choice. Whoever you feel that you want to vote for, cast your vote.
Right. And it's power in voting. And Dr. Williams, when we think about power, I think about that song in your phone, said that power in
the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus. And it made me think about, we didn't mention in the opening of another great man singer, Ranch Allen, yeah. Everybody knowing about it. Something about that name,
Oh, that's Shirley Caesar.
Huh?
Shirley Caesar, something about the name of Jesus.
Ranch Allen made it famous, though, about something about that name.
Uh-huh.
And people remember him everywhere. It's something about that name. You can almost visualize him smiling and laughing about it. Something about that name. So he no longer with him, but it's something about that vote. If you go vote, and they had years ago when the coalition first got started, they had in the inside page they had a little girl, and she was looking up to her mother and father. She's saying. And she had a little flyer, and she waved me. She saying, "Vote for me until I get old enough to vote." She was telling her mother, vote for me until I get old enough, please. So we telling our viewing and listening audience to vote for your grandkids until they get old enough to vote, and study the candidates. Some of the stuff that I hear, some of it sound good, and some of it I never thought that I always thought that the government did everything they could to help you, and I thought that's why the government exists, but that's not true, Dr. Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of things to hurt you.
They help themselves.
Yeah, they help themselves, and they do law. You have, I think you got about 100 people in the Senate, if not mistaken. And they probably got about over 400 something in the House, I believe. And those people, they don't even make up 10% of the country out of 400 something million people. But they control what color toilet paper you can use. They control what you eat. And that's because the people let them, They fight and put them in office, you know,
You got
Dr.
certain
Williams.
legislative law which will pay people not to grow certain things.
Right.
So you gotta be careful who you're putting in office. You know, I just say be careful who you put in office, because whoever you put in that office will affect you in the future.
And what make you so right, Doctor, when you take like in state of Louisiana. State of Louisiana insurance is so high, and that because they lobby those guys, and they do what they want them to do. You take like in the state of Texas, and I think Mississippi, what you pay for full coverage in Texas, you pay more than that in general liability states. Most people in the state of Louisiana can't afford full coverage. The only way they have full coverage if they buy a new car and they have to. But I know my brother live in Texas, and he couldn't believe it when he got, when they quoted him and full coverage. He said, it can't be right. They must have made a mistake. But the problem that we have is that we don't do our homework, and we don't demand more from our politicians.
Well, what need to happen is the insurance commission need to have more restrictions on what's happening as far as insurance in Louisiana, because you have a little bump accident right on the road out there. You're gonna be sued by an attorney, but guess what? Guess who get all the money?
Insurance company.
No, the lawyer.
The lawyer.
The lawyers they want 44% of whatever you're getting off the top. So that's 44% that goes into their pocket. If you get a $10,000 lawsuit, then basically
by the time you get the hospital bill money out of it,
all that comes out of your money.
And the chiropractor money come out.
All that comes out of your money. So then you might wind up with $3,000-$4,000, but the attorneys will wind up with $8,000. So
now, Dr. William, that one thing that I kind of noticed, people have unique ways how they get over on people and use people. Now, like on Fox News on Sunday night, well, sometimes they have what they call instant replay, like the sport part after the news go off, and right after that, what is this young guy out of Texas? What's his name? The preacher, Osteen.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed for the last couple of months, when before you come on, they run this commercial, and it's a different pastor every week, and they tell us, some of them would tell you how important it is for you to go vote. And a couple of them, they I think like Kenneth Higgins, he was saying, you need to vote for President Trump. God want him there. Now they had another pastor on there last night. He telling people to go vote, but he didn't tell them. He said vote there, and the others can preach. He let them know I agree with another preacher, but our pastor, Dr. Williams, he have to like this guy. Yeah, I ain't gonna call his name, but anyway, everybody got their way how they want to manipulate people.
Well, some people by interpretation, the way they interpret a thing to be, that's by interpretation. But that word allow, you have to look at that word. God allows certain things to happen, and when He does that, we don't understand things as how God is actually allowing things to happen. Sometimes He allows things to happen to open the eyes of the individuals who are blind. And if you're blind to a situation, you can't really see what's happening. But God knows what He's doing. He's too wise to make a mistake. So what we have to do as individuals when something happens is we have to try and sit down and reason within our mind to the best of our ability how is that going to affect us? Because God says He going to allow His rain to fall on the just as well as the unjust.
Yep.
You know, so that means that if a hurricane come through here, it's not going to just cause damage for me because I have $1 million home. It's going to allow it to fall on some of those individuals who have a little home that it maybe even worth $40,000.
Yep.
You know, so God keeps the scale balanced. He keeps the scale balanced. You know, if the storm come through here, it's going to affect everything in that line of where that storm is. You know, so, but go out and vote. Vote for the person of your choice. We're not going to tell you who to vote for, whether you want to vote for President Trump or Biden, who's running for president. Vote for the person of your choice. Vote for the person who you think is better equipped to help your grandchildren, to help you and everybody else in this world. Because if you don't, you got to live with it for another 4 years.
Yep. And you can't say, I wish I should have went. I mean, a lot of people done voted already. And I haven't. I went there when it was a few days ago, and the line was so long. I just say I'll wait till election day. So hopefully, I'll be with an early bird tomorrow morning, and go catch my vote. And we telling you to look at the tickets. They got some important amendment there, and I don't know how long they give you to vote.
I think Channel 6 had a interview where they was explaining all those amendment to you where it wouldn't be confusing to you. So, and if you don't understand, talk to somebody, ask them what the amendment really means, and get them to explain it to you. So when you go to the poll, you won't guess about something and just punch a button.
And another thing, if you have a ballot that's been sent to you in the mail, and if something on the ballot that you want to vote on, you may want to bring that with you, and some of the things that you might disagree with, just scratch it out. But that would help you make, quick decision when you get a polling vote. And you might want to write something down on a piece of paper, something that's important to you. But most of all, tomorrow, please go vote. And your vote have a lot of power. And I want you to know that your vote do count. Don't let nobody tell you that it don't count. Your vote is, one vote could decide who will be your next state representative, who would be your congressman, who would be your senator,
who would be your
president, would be your judge, and even your president. Like they say, it's gonna be a tight race for some reason. I don't believe that it's gonna be a tight race. I think it may be a landslide if they correct about the young people that done voted already. And the race not even gonna be close. But that's only if I have no way of knowing if they know what they are saying is correct about over 60% of young kids. Over 60% of that 9 million been by young people, because them young kids, if they voted that way, the race won't even be close. But anyway, Dr. William, we're coming to a close today, and we love the people who listen and watch the show. And we hoping that you exercise your right to go vote.
So don't be a dead vote. Be a live vote. And remember, there's no such thing as being half dead.
If you're dead, you're dead. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Enjoy yourself and be careful. And please go vote. You'll feel proud.
Yo, Mom, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is